Hatsune Miku, the peak of human creation. Just kidding, it's Kasane. Alright, look, I don't know how to start this video, so we're doing a cold open. Sonic Racing Crossworlds. You've heard it, you've seen it, you probably haven't played it because, At first, I thought nothing of this game. $70 for a racing game? Do Shadow and Sonic finally kiss in this one? Does Rouge start throwing it back? I mean, that is a steep price for any game, never mind for Sonic Racing. But after 58 hours of my autism procking like crazy on this game, I would be lying more than a politician if I said I didn't like it. First things first, we're going to answer the big question. What sets this game apart from Mario Kart? I mean, it has Hatsune fucking Miku. Did you miss that, or... Okay, but seriously, how does it compare? The racing in this game is much harder than the new Mario Karts, and by that, I mean Wii, 7, and 8, because fuck if I'm paying $500 to play World. The driving part, specifically the drifting in this game, feels very smooth. Drifting is an immediate action. There's no hop or anything like that, the car just gets straight into it. So, if you're really good, you can do a technique called snaking where you rock the car back and forth, drifting continuously. But also, drifting isn't as simple as just holding it around a corner. If you've played this game a bit, you might have noticed that if you just drift around a turn forever, you're probably going to end up smacking into a wall. That's because you actually have to let it go before the turn ends, which straightens out your trajectory. Something I've noticed about this game as well is just how dynamic it feels. You might have heard the term the pack before in Mario Kart. If you haven't, the pack is just talking about the part of the track where a large group of racers are bunched up. You want to get out of the pack because being in the pack makes you more likely to get hit. Maybe this changes in top level play, but from what I've played, there is no pack in Sonic Crossworlds. First place? More like first to get hit by every item in the game, fucko. It does not matter where you're at in this game, you are not safe. You think you got a good handle on drifting? Doesn't matter. Eggman is coming through, and his fat ass is shoving you into a wall like you owe him lunch money.
Get a load of this!
Man!
This absolute chaos actually has me really thinking about what items I'm using and where I'm racing. Do I risk taking the inside and getting ass-fucked by the Rouge behind me? Wait, I was supposed to make that sound bad? Let me try again. Do I risk getting ass-fucked by Charmy the Bee behind me? Same with items. Because the pack is so condensed, there is a real risk of someone getting to the item box before you. There might be a double item box, but maybe you actually go on the outside to play it safe. It makes for an interesting balance of risk versus reward that forces the player to really think through their strategy. And speaking of strategy, let's talk about gadgets. Gadgets are actual proper customization over getting an extra 10 speed from a slightly different wheel. These things are to the point where you've got whole ass playstyles. The build I use, which full disclosure is from that Sonic Gamers video, I'll link it below, is a bit cheesy but really fun. You use one gadget to get 3 items, one gadget that increases speed items, and one that gives rings for boosting over grass. The idea is basically that you hoard speed items until later in the race to immediately zoom to the front. Oh yeah, and each gadget takes up slots, and you only have 6, so you do have to pick kinda carefully. I don't want to spoil the gadgets too much, but know that there are gadgets for many different playstyles. If you want to forever drift, they got you. If you want to become the ass fucker, you can do that. Being a racing game, we can't forget to talk about the tracks. I say this because I did in fact forget to talk about the tracks, and this part of the script was added later. I can't say that there are any tracks in this game I really dislike. Probably the closest is Apatos, since there's that one part in the level where it gets narrow as fuck and it makes you feel like you're a sperm cell traveling up the vaginal canal. The levels here are pretty wide and varied. Of course, we can't ignore the best track, Radical Highway. I love this track so much. You actually go through a loop, and on the bridge part, you can actually drive along the railings if you jump onto them just right. It was the best level in SA2, and it's the best level here. And on top of the normal tracks, we also have 15 different crossworlds. And each track you go through the warp rings that bring you to these crossworlds. I would argue that this is the real meat of the tracks. Not only do I think these are probably some of the best tracks, but they also really help spice up the base tracks. Like in Mario Kart, you might play online only for people to continuously pick the same course over and over. The nice thing is that here, you won't play exactly the same thing each time, because it'll have different crossworlds. Also, as a side note, I was impressed by how smoothly the game transitions between crossworlds. No lag or stuttering on my computer at all. Overall, the track design is solid, and crossworlds are a good gimmick to keep things fresh. I originally started writing this script like a week or so after the game came out, but things happened and it's now October 13th, except that's what's written in the script. It's actually October 18th, so eto blah. So I'm writing this after the Hatsune Miku Festival, and the Minecraft Steve Festival, which means I can talk about it. In the Miku Festival, you actually race as a 4-man team, and the team who completes a special objective gets 10 extra points to their total. The objective was to either bump your teammates the most, collect the most rings, or do the most air tricks. First of all, it's pretty cool to have another objective besides just getting first place, but it also adds more strategy to the gadgets. If the current objective is rings, do you go for a full ring gathering build, or say, nah, and just try to get first? And your gameplay changes now too, because before, once you got to 100 rings, you ignore the 10 ring bundles to take a safer path. But with the ring objective, you might keep risking it for the biscuit. My only complaint with the festivals is that I would really like it if the rewards were more than just decals, and I would also like the ability to play world races during them. I mean, it is a $70 game. Maybe we could get some skins or custom emotes thrown in, but even still, festivals are a welcome addition to the game that'll help you keep coming back every so often. As much as I wish it were perfect, this game does have some major issues. Let's talk about the breadth of content available in this game, because it's where the price starts to become a problem. You've got the single player, which is just playing the Grand Prix. This is pretty much exactly like Mario Kart. You do 4 races and try to get first over the AIs. But an important addition to this system is rivals. Each time you play a Grand Prix, you'll have a character become your rival. They will basically be the most competitive AI when you race, and they'll always be on your ass. If you complete all the Grand Prix, you unlock the Secret Grand Prix. There is one more thing to unlock here, but it's really not that interesting in my opinion. There are 23 rivals to face, and beating them all once unlocks Supersonic. Here's my problem though. First of all, the rivals either range from a complete pushover to holy fuck, I'm going to punch my monitor. At maximum difficulty, it is almost laughable how stupidly bullshit the AI gets. They are faster than you, can take turns perfectly without fail, and they will rubber band from last place so hard they make the rest of us look like Patrick's pet fucking rock from SpongeBob. The other thing is that 23 rivals doesn't sound like much, but it's actually a lot of grinding. If we do some quick math, each rival is 1 Grand Prix, which is 4 races. So, 4 times 23 is 92 races. I think that's a lot for an unlockable you can't use online, not even as a skin for Sonic. Also, can I just say, it's really funny to think Sonic goes out of his way to collect the Chaos Emeralds, go supersonic, only to then just sit his ass down in a car? This is like if Iron Man collected all the Infinity Stones to power his car on the way to the Avengers Tower. There's another mode in multiplayer, and it's called Race Park. I'm gonna be honest, this shit sucks ass. The game pits you against AI teams in various game modes, with objectives similar to the festivals online. The first time you beat a team 3 times, you unlock car parts. I guess this is fine, but again, it's annoying that either the AI becomes the Terminator, or you turn it down and it becomes Grok. But also, it says on the mode that it's recommended for multiplayer, so why can't we play this online at all? I understand maybe not having public matchmaking, but couldn't we at least have co-op with Steam friends? You might also not realize just how much of a grind this really is. Again, doing some quick math, beating each team 3 times, there being 8 teams, makes 24 races. Except actually, you need to beat each team twice for all unlocks, so make that 48. Look, I get I might sound like I'm complaining about single player content basically being play the game, but come on, for $70, I expected the single-player content to be more than just race AI racers 100 times over. Maybe a mission mode, maybe a short story campaign, something. And besides, the fun part of this game is playing online with real people. I don't really want to be stuck racing against bots forever. If I wanted to compete with bots in a competition that's normally held between humans, I can just go back to my LinkedIn. And while I'm at it, no rival dialogue or interactions between the DLC characters? Really, Sega? You can't just put Shadow and Miku in the same game and they don't talk. They have Brazilians to save, goddammit. And what about skins? Why can't we at least get some of the rider skins, different outfits for Miku, or at least some basic recolors? Oh, and there's a friendship system where you basically give tickets to people for random shit like decals or titles. Honestly though, getting these tickets takes a while, and who cares? Decals and tickets are a nice addition to the game, but they aren't making up for the lack of single-player content. Look, the game is fantastic on a pure gameplay level, but I'm really failing to see where Sega justifies the extra $10 this game costs. You can tell me it's about worker wages, inflation, increasing budgets, but at the end of the day, the game needs to simply be worth $70. And this is true not just of Sega, but of the whole gaming industry, and that's a whole video on its own. The short of it is, while the game is extremely fun and addicting, it just doesn't have enough content to justify the price tag. In short, Sonic Racing Crossworlds is a well-made game. Racing feels perfectly chaotic, and the customization feels deep and engaging. The track design is fun, and Crossworlds keeps them feeling like new for longer. If you have the money to cough up $70, especially in this fucking economy, then go for it. But otherwise, I would wait for a sale. That's it for me. Thanks for watching. Peace.